Yo, what's up? Today I'm gonna teach you guys how to make some drums. I find with drums a lot of people try to overdo it, but I think simple drums can really complement your melody. I laid down this ambient melody, and here it is. So, it's kind of Juice WRLD inspired, pretty ambient. With ambient melodies, you want to keep your drums simple. You want to let your melody and your vocalist do most of the work. So, I'm going to show you guys how I do my drums on these type of melodies. So, I like to start my drums with my hi-hat. I just usually fill each 4 steps, because I like to do something with my hi-hats that gives it a little more groove. What I do is I copy it, Control-C, Control-V, and then if you right-click and drag, it'll manually adjust the volume, and it gives it a little bit of like a bounce here. I want it a little louder. There we go. So that's a basic hi-hat. I'll add some rolls later. But then obviously you add a clap to each 3rd beat, or if you're, because we're in double time, if you're in regular, you do it on 2 and 4, but so nothing too crazy. I usually do my kicks and 808s next, and I like to let my 808 play with my kick a little bit, so they're not always on the same thing. It gives it a little more of a groove. So for 808s, you want to follow the bass notes of your melody. Usually, you don't always have to, but I find that sounds best. And my 808's pretty much just a distorted spins 808. So we'll start laying it down. And you can kind of sound it out in your head how you want it to go. It's a lot of experimenting, see what sounds good and what doesn't. See, like that didn't sound good right there. And then what I like to do is I hit Control-L, and it makes them all connect to each other, and then, yeah. Move this over one more. And then another cool thing you can do is like cut the 808s. I like to cut it on the clap sometimes. But I don't know if I really want to cut too many of them here, but it can add a little groove, you know what I mean? And then I'll add my kick in. See, like, I don't want my kick there. I want that 808 to, like, stand alone. Kind of complementing it. So I think that's actually a nice pattern. Let me try this. I kind of like that. Yeah, see how the kick there kind of bounces with that 808? I think it sounds pretty good. Alright, so now that we got the kick, 808, and clap down, I might go back and change my hi-hats a little, you know, add some rolls in there. You don't want to go too crazy with them. I like to add just notes below to add a little groove. See, I think a snare roll right here would be good. I like to alternate the pitch of my rolls from my main hi-hats usually. And I think rolls work really well after a hi-hat hits, or after a snare hits, my bad, or clap, whatever you're using. Yeah, I just find that giving your hi-hats a little bit of a bounce to them can really add to your beat. So I think that's a pretty decent hi-hat pattern, and I think I'm gonna stick with this one. So now I'm gonna add my perks. I add a crash on the first beat, like when it drops or comes in. The cymbal, you know, perk selection is really up to you, but I like to pick, I like to have a lot of perks in my beats. Another wood block, like a snare clap thing, and a reverse hi-hat. And I find with perks, best place to put them is not on like these, but in the middle, if that makes any sense. It adds a little more bounce compared to this here. See, like that doesn't sound as good as this. Reverse hats are a really cool perk you can add. It's got a cool sound to it. I usually pitch them up, and it can really add to your beat. I kind of like to sound it out in my head where I'm going to put my next rolls and stuff. And another cool thing to do is go on 1/3 beat. It gives like a stutter sound to it. It doesn't always work, but experiment. See, I like how that sounds. Maybe we can try this. See, I have a hi-hat rolled on there, which kind of interferes with this, but I think that the hat roll might work better. A reverse hat would work better. Yeah, I like how that sounds. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You really want to get simple drums, you know, experiment a lot, you know, I think it really works together well, and I'll solo the drums. So yeah, it's got a nice bounce to it, you know, but it's not crazy complex. I think that it works really well. Or with these types of beats, you really want your vocalist and your melody to do most of the work. So here's the finished product. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something. If you did, leave a comment, let me know. Subscribe for more. We have more videos coming. Thanks, guys.